Good to see everybody. So, I guess I just have a little bit of time here because I got so many appointments today. So, what should we do? I guess I'll talk a little bit, maybe chant Jai Radhamadava first. Let me make the video bigger. And, oh, Pran Govinda's there. What's he doing there? Anyway, all right, so we're going to chant Jai Radhamadava first.
Maharaj, could you give us 1 minute to introduce you to get more blessings from your lotus feet, please? Deepak is going to introduce you to the audience because all of them might be know.
Okay.
Please give 1 minute to Deepak. Please.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, everyone. So I will quickly go ahead and talk a little bit about Maharaj. So His Holiness Bir Krishna Goswami Maharaj is born in October 1949, and His Holiness spent his childhood in Long Island, New York. As an academically gifted student at Northwestern University, he began reading the Vedic literatures translated by His Divine Grace Kesi Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And shortly thereafter, he was initiated by Srila Prabhupada. From the beginning, His Holiness distinguished himself by his oratorical skills, his spiritual dedication, and his devotion to acquiring a deep knowledge of the process of Krishna consciousness. In 1972, he began traveling throughout the United States, distributing Srila Prabhupada books, lecturing at colleges and universities. In early 1978, Maharaj entered the renounced order of life, which is sannyasa, in Lima, Peru. In 1985 and thereafter, he began to work as a GBC. At present, his zone includes Fiji, the southeastern United States, Serbia and Slovenia, and many other places. He served as chair of the North American GBC in the 1990s and was executive officer for the GBC EC from 2000 to 2005. He is also a member of the devotee care committee, where Maharaj is more concerned about developing the culture of empathy within ISKCON through the medium of courses in relationships. Maharaj has authored many books, such as You Are Not This Body and Encounters. And we are very, very much humbled by Maharaj's presence today to give his blessings and association. And we are looking forward to hear Maharaj's deep and enlightening talk today. So thank you so much, Maharaj, for giving your time.
All right, thank you. So first we're going to chant Jai Radhamadava, and I'm going to use a guitar to chant Jai Radhamadava. And I see Pran Govinda there. He should be in New Orleans now, but he's stuck in Alachua.
I'm following your lotus feet, Maharaj.
We're trying to liberate Pran Govinda from Alachua so he can actually be renounced. All right. Anyway, we only have a short amount of time, so I'm just going to chant Jai Radhamadava 1 or 2 times, and then we can speak a little bit. Jai Radhamadava, Jai Kunja Bihari, Jai Radhamadava, Jai Kunja Bihari, Vijana Pallabha, Jaya Girivadodhare, Jaya Girivadodhare, Gopi Jana Pallabha, Jaya Girivadodhare, Jaya Girivadodhare, Yasodananda, Jaya Rajajananda, Yasodananda, Jaya Rajajananda, Yamuna Tira Madachare Rayo Kunja Bihari, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Yamuna Tira Vanachari Rayo Kunjaviyade Kunjaviyade Jaya Randa Madhova Jaya Kunjaviyade Jaya Randa Madhova Jaya Kunjaviyade Vijana Pallava Jaya Shri Vadora Vijana Pallava Jaya Shri Vadora Jaya Shri Vadora Yasodananda Sodanandana Jaya Prajajananjana Yamuna Tira Vanacharelayo Kunjaviyade Jaya Kunjaviyade Yamuna Tira Vanacharelayo Kunjaviyade Jaya Kunjaviyade Jaya Radha Madhova Jaya Kunjaviyade Jaya Radha Madhova Jaya Kunjaviyade Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Paravaticharya Osakara Satashi Shimad, His Divine Grace of Ayachanananda Bhaktivedanta Goswami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, ISKCON Founder Acharya, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai,
Jai.
Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai,
Jai.
Haram Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda Shidwaita Gadadha, Shiva Siddhi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath, Shyam Mukunda Radhakunda, Giri Govardhan Ki Jai, Vrindavanam Ki Jai, Mathuram Ki Jai, Jagannatha Swami Ki Jai, Yamunamai Ki Jai, Srimati Tulasi Devi Ki Jai, Sambhaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Gaur Premananda, Hari 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 Bol. All glory is the assembled devotees. All glory is the assembled devotees, all glory is the assembled devotees, all glory is to Shri Guru and Gauranga. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasaya, Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namani Namaste, Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharni, Nivashesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Dejatarni. So Om Ganat Timidanda Shah, Garanjana Shlakaya Chakshuram Meditam Yena Tasmai Shigurave Namaha. So I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada, who has so kindly opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge while I was blinded in the darkness of ignorance. So, I guess we'll speak for a little while and then we can take some questions. So today is a very special day, and at least in the Western calendar, it's called Mother's Day. Some of you may be aware of that. So I guess I'll speak about Mother's Day in a Vedic context. As we're informed, according to the scriptures, there are actually 7 mothers. And there's, of course, the real mother is one of the 7 mothers. Then the wife of the spiritual master is considered, of course, in many cases, the spiritual master doesn't have a wife, but at least according to the scriptures, the spiritual master, because traditionally, spiritual masters were married. ISKCON is definitely not like a super traditional type of movement, because traditionally the guru would be in a village and he would train up his disciples in the village, and the guru wouldn't be traveling all over the world. But in any case, so there's the wife of the spiritual master, the wife of a Brahmin, the wife of the king, the cow, the nurse, and ultimately the earth. So I think when we celebrate Mother's Day, we should think about all these 7 mothers. And of course, the real mother is generally what we concentrate on this day. And in the Bhagavad Gita, in the 17th chapter, text 14, you find a very nice verse about austerity of the body consists of worshiping the Supreme Lord, the spiritual master, and superiors like the father and mother, and of course cleanliness, simplicity, and non-violence. So Krishna recommends in the 17th chapter to actually worship the mother. And we're talking about all 7 mothers, but especially the real mother. And we find in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, we were just reading from the Madhya Lila, the end of the Madhya Lila, chapter 3, where Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is actually worshiping his mother, which is very interesting. The story goes as follows, that when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas, his intention was to go to Vrindavan. Now, Lord Nityananda had another idea. He thought that he would bring Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Shantipur. So Lord Nityananda actually lied to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and took him on a path to Shantipur instead of to Vrindavan. And Lord Nityananda told Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that the Ganges was actually the Yamuna River. And in one sense, it wasn't a complete lie, because the Ganges and the Yamuna, they flowed together after the Triveni. You know, the Triveni, the 3 rivers, Saraswati, the Ganga, and the Yamuna, they meet and they flow together all the way to the sea. And when the Ganges enters the sea, it's actually all 3 rivers that enter the sea. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was tricked by Lord Nityananda, and when he got to the bank of the Ganges, he thought it was the Yamuna, and he dove in. And then he saw Dvaitacharya, who was on the other side holding some dry clothes for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Lord Chaitanya asked Dvaitacharya, what are you doing here in Vrindavan? And then Advaitacharya replied, wherever you are is Vrindavan. And that is a fact. Wherever Lord Chaitanya is, of course, Lord Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nayanya, and then wherever Lord Chaitanya's pure devotees like His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada are, that's Vrindavan. That's not different from Vrindavan. I experienced that when I first met Prabhupada. I experienced Vrindavan the first time I met Srila Prabhupada after I had been in the Krishna consciousness movement for 1 week. So anyway, so Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was received by Advaitacharya, and Advaitacharya fed Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda, and in the Madhya Lila, there's descriptions about Lord Nityananda's joking with Advaitacharya. I mean, very humorous exchange, and I'm sure that most of you know about that exchange. And then they called for Sachi Mata, the mother of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And during the whole time that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there, after that first day, Sachi Mata cooked for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that's quite interesting, because Lord Chaitanya was a sannyasi, and generally sannyasi is not supposed to go back to his village or his home or anything like that. However, the relationship between the mother and the son, even if someone is a sannyasi, is never broken. In fact, sometimes Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is called the best of devotees of mothers, which is quite interesting. And so Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was, actually he was taking prasad cooked by his mother and worshiping his mother. He actually touched his mother's feet when she came, and he actually said that my body, referring to his body, of course, his transcendental body, belongs to his mother. And his mother could do anything she wants with the body. So, therefore, Lord Chaitanya took shelter of his mother and asked his mother to tell him what to do. This is from the Chaitanya Charitamrita. And his mother was considering, that is, Shachimata was considering things that Lord Chaitanya couldn't go back to Navadvip because that would have been irreligious. In fact, that's really important. The sannyasi should never go back to the place where he was born or where he grew up. The reason for that is attachment arises in the heart when one actually is reminded of one's childhood or formative years in this world. So Sachimata understood that. At the same time, she didn't want to lose Nimai, because she didn't refer to Lord Chaitanya as Lord Chaitanya or as a sannyasi. For her, Lord Chaitanya was always Nimai, of course Nimai Pandit. But Nimai, she didn't call him Nimai Pandit, she called him Nimai, her little Nimai. And so what happened is that she was thinking, what should I tell Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to do, or where should he go? And she was thinking about it. Of course, Lord Chaitanya originally wanted to go to Vrindavan, and that would have been too far away. So then she came to the conclusion, which was also Lord Chaitanya's desire, that Lord Chaitanya should go to Jagannath Puri. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he actually agreed with that. And that was his plan, of course, he within the heart of his mother. And Mother Sachi is non-different than Mother Yashoda. So he within the heart of Mother Sachi inspired her to tell him to go to Jagannath Puri, because in Jagannath Puri the devotees are going regularly between Navadvip, Bengal, and Jagannath Puri. There's regular back and forth communication, and that way she would always hear information about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So in this way, Lord Chaitanya even obeyed his mother after he took sannyas. And that's quite interesting. You know, sometimes you think, well, you take sannyas and then that's it. But actually, one still has a very close relationship and a debt to one's mother. And then even after that, we find that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu informed his mother through Jagadananda Pandit and other devotees who visited Navadvip that when his mother would make offerings to the deities, that he would go, I guess, in unmanifest form. So she didn't actually see him, but he would go and eat the offerings, and then she would think that she didn't make the offering, but he would inform his mother through these various devotees who visited Jagannath Puri, who visited Navadvip, that he was regularly going to see his mother in an unmanifest form. So this is quite a wonderful example for all of us about Mother's Day. So today we respect all the mothers. So let's talk about, I want to talk about another mother right now, other than the real mother. And the other mother I want to talk about is Mother Earth. Because Mother Earth, that's Bhumi, of course, is being mistreated by all of us. Of course, maybe not so much by the devotees, but we do not properly take care of her. Not only the fact that many people are not Krishna conscious, but also the fact that we're not observing like ecological restrictions or ecological dynamics in dealing with Mother Earth. So many of us, we are very much addicted to this throwaway culture in America and also in India, where we have these disposable plates and plastic and so many things that are actually hurting Mother Earth, using her resources and at the same time creating a vast amount of pollution. So in this way, we are actually attacking our mother. According to the Vedic literatures, we are actually attacking our mother and not properly caring for our mother. So anyway, so this is what I want to speak about on Mother's Day, and it's very important to respect all these mothers. And as Chanakya Pandit says, that one should see, another point is one should see all ladies other than one's wife as mother. That's very important too. Now, how do you understand that? Maybe not literally that everyone is your mother, but you would treat all ladies with great respect. This is Vedic culture. I mean, chauvinism is actually against Vedic culture. That, of course, you find that widespread in America, widespread in India, that there's this chauvinistic attitude towards ladies. But there should be the greatest respect. And Prabhupada says that if the ladies are treated respectively, especially if one is married, if the husband and wife don't argue, then Lakshmi is present in the house. And Lakshmi, of course, is the goddess of fortune, who everybody wants. Yeah, you have your Lakshmi Puja. So on this particular day, all the men who are watching should respect the ladies with great respect, give great respect to the ladies, and never speak harshly or in any way hurt any of the ladies. In fact, one should serve the ladies, especially Vaishnava ladies, in our Krishna consciousness movement. And actually, Prabhupada said that Vaishnavis are just as equal, or just the same, equal to the men in the Krishna consciousness movement, just as able to give spiritual instruction. And we find many Vaishnavis in our disciplic succession who were gurus, like Janava Mata, Gangadas, what is that? Anyway, that lady who is I forget her name right now.
Gangamata Goswami.
Gandamata Goswami, sorry. Gandamata Goswamini. So we find many ladies, and if you look at the Vaishnava history, you'll see that. So the ladies should be treated with great respect. Ladies can be gurus, ladies can give instruction. They're the natural gurus in society. In fact, it says that no one should become a mother or a father unless they're actually capable of freeing their dependents from the cycle of birth and death. So I have to end or leave in a few minutes, so I want to take questions from any of you about these subject matters. Does anybody have any questions they'd like to ask?
Thank you, Maharaj, for your blessings to Baton Rouge program.
Yes, we certainly bless you. It's a very important program. Baton Rouge, the university there, and the devotees there are very, very important. So we want.
We're so happy to get your blessings. So you have less amount of time. So I also offer my respect to all the exalted senior Vaishnavas who joined to get blessings from you, and I am also getting blessings from them. So I'm going to give follow to Dr. Madan Kunda, who is a professor of one of the university, and then Dr. Bhavasakar will get chance. So please go ahead, Dr. Madan Kunda.
Maharaj, accept my humble obeisance at your lotus feet.
Jai.
All glories to Sri Prabhupada.
Jai, Prabhupada ki jai.
My grandma and my mother was Krishna devotee. So that's how we have some connection. And my mother passed away about 10 years ago. She was here in the United States. And then in 79 and 81, I came from Michigan to Louisiana. At Louisiana State University to study master's and PhD program in rehabilitation for people with disabilities. At that time, Mohadduti Das, he had a motor home. So in Kirby Smith Hall, there's a parking lot. So he parked there and distribute all the Gita and beads to these students. Later on, also rented a house in Astor Street, very close to that Caribbean Smith. And also he had developed a restaurant near that place. It went well, but then it closed down. Of course, I went back to Michigan and came back again in 1984. So 3-4 years ago, Deepak Prabhu gave me Bhagavad Gita and bits. And I didn't do very much about it because as I was busy, always universities work. But attended some of the prayer meeting that he arranged at his apartment with other students. So that was very enlightening after a while. Then, of course, Sarvatarak Prabhu came, and Sarvatarak Prabhu, his wife, and the daughters, they are really role model for us. Devoted. We can learn from them. And since then, we are having regular Sunday gathering, just like this today. And then Sarvatarak Prabhu, and they distribute Bhagavad Gita and Mala, and also distribute Prasadam. In fact, he was here distributing in the community. And also he's doing something in other places in Mayapur and Dhaka from here by Zoom. So I think that we need your blessings and assistance how we can have a ISKCON center in Baton Rouge.
That would be very nice. Very nice.
So we need your help. So please tell us what to do.
Well, just keep assisting and preaching, and basically we need some full-time devotees to have a center.
True. Well, Sarvatarak Prabhu is full-time, his wife, 2 daughters, they go to school, but at the same time they spend a lot of time.
Yeah.
Activities.
So maybe a few more full-time.
Yes, that's right. That is
Maybe
true.
recruit some students.
Yes. Okay. And some community members.
Community members and students and everything like that. And yeah, just take it step by step.
Okay.
We definitely need a center temple in Baton Rouge.
Sure. I mean, there was some attempt before, and then of course it went by, but now it's starting. The Sarvatarak Prabhu is really energizing the community. So this is a good time to do that. The earlier, either we have to go to New Orleans or Mississippi, New Taliban.
Yeah, that's pretty far away.
Yes, that's true. That's very true. Yes.
All right, so yeah, just take it slowly. Maybe eventually register a society there, an ISKCON society,
Okay.
and get some trustees and do things step by step.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Prabhu.
we need a center, we need a temple there, and in the beginning, but just be careful. Don't try to bite off more than you can chew, so to speak.
That is true.
Because I mean, for example, installation of deities means you have to have 5 to 10 Brahmins to do all the work,
True.
and that's a lot of work and a lot of money and everything like that. So you have to be careful to do things step to step, not try to over endeavor. Be careful of over endeavoring. Right now, I think the concentration should be on, making more devotees, getting people chanting, getting people initiated, and then as things grow naturally or organically, then the center can be solidified more.
Sure. We'll do that. Thank you, Prabhu.
The main thing is to make Vaishnavas.
Yes.
That's the main thing, because you don't want to be stuck in a situation where there's a lot of expenses and a lot of overhead, and you need a lot of people and you can't keep up with what you're doing. And that's happened in some places too, where devotees have tried to jump ahead of where they should be. So we have to be careful. Gradually, strategic planning, and things can be done. It's nice to see Kamalamukha Krishna there.
Yes.
You should get him to move back from Houston.
Okay.
Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
All right. Anybody else want to say something? Yes. You're on mute.
With my due obedience to you,
Hare Krishna.
I'm Hare Krishna. I'm Baba Sarkar, living in this town for more than 30 years. I was attending ISKCON. Wherever I go, if I find one, I try to attend. So to make it very short, so continuing with Dr. Kundu's words, I think, I don't know if we have critical mass or critical number of people here attending the ISKCON Mandir here, whichever we call it ISKCON Mandir. But unless there is some direct support from the ISKCON headquarters in terms of money, in terms of manpower, or in terms of some other things that is involved, which I do not know as an attendee, it will be difficult to do that thing. Certainly, many people will support this thing directly or indirectly, or with money, or whatever way they can do it. But both things needs to be done at the same time. The local support as well as the support from the ISKCON headquarters. So in that respect, what can we do and what you from the administration can do it?
That's a good question. Well, you may not be aware, but the way ISKCON is set up is that the individual centers develop with the, let's say, spiritual support from the GBC and ISKCON headquarters, but there is no centralization in ISKCON. Each and every temple, apart from the spiritual supervision, of course, and the directions, advice, and everything that I, as the GBC, can give, develops financially and manpower-wise separately. We don't have any, in other words, we don't have a central fund that we send out, and we don't have devotees that we can actually send out to places. Things have to develop organically in each and every place. For example, in New Orleans, things developed organically because of the devotees there, the finances there, and everything like that. So everywhere in the world, it's like that. There's no centrally supported centers. Like, for example, I came here, I'm in North Carolina right now. I came here in North Carolina, and nobody gave me money or manpower or anything like that. But I had to go out and preach and make my own devotees. And now we have a lot of devotees, a big community. And I was just one person by myself. And for the first, I would say the first 10 years here, I had to camp out, and I was living without electricity on a piece of property. I was living without electricity or without any basically without any modern amenities other than a car. And I did those austerities and things developed. Like Prabhupada came to America in 1965, and nothing came from India with him. He had maybe 40 rupees, and by his preaching, things developed organically by his potency, his preaching, and his enthusiasm. So basically, the way ISKCON is set up is like that every place has to develop organically. Otherwise, it tends to be a little artificial. Right now, we are actually asking different devotees around the world to help India, in fact. Because of the current COVID crisis, the GBC, which I'm a member of, we are putting together a whole package to try to help our brothers and sisters in India who are suffering due to lack of proper medical care. And we just lost one of my dear godbrothers and friends. Some of you are aware of that, Pankajanagri in Mayapur. And so we've been having meetings with some of our Indian leaders trying to figure out how to help them at this particular point, because the devotees in India are suffering. But I hear what you're saying, and whatever way I can help. I mean, certainly when I'm able to visit Baton Rouge, I will come to Baton Rouge and encourage the devotees. And I'm certainly encouraging Sarvatorak, who is a great preacher, and his daughters are actually great devotees. I'm sure that they can. I'm sure his daughters can go out and make many, many devotees there.
Haribol!
Yeah, I mean they're young, enthusiastic, Krishna conscious, and
Intelligent, educated, cultured, gentle.
yeah, they have all good. They have all good qualities. His daughters have all good qualities, and me, I'm old and old and not so gentle and not so cultured. But anyway, but Sarvatorak, I mean, it's a great team. He and his wife are good devotees, and the daughters are just amazing personalities. I mean, they're like Krishna conscious soldiers.
Yes, that's true. That is true, Prabhu.
So I'm depending on them. I'm actually depending on them to do something in Baton Rouge. But as I'm saying, it should happen organically, because if we try to do something prematurely, we'll be left with a situation that's not sustainable. And that's happened in some centers where devotees bought buildings or took out loans, and basically they weren't able to sustain it financially, or they installed deities and they weren't able to maintain the deity worship. For example, to have Radha Krishna deities means you have to have 5 or 10 full-time Brahmins. It's really not an easy thing, because ISKCON standards are quite high. We have 5 or 6 offerings and artis for the deities every day. The deities are changed twice a day. Like in New Orleans, for example, they're spending thousands of dollars a month just on flowers, and they need so many devotees to take care of the deities. So it's a major endeavor. So right now, of course, we have the COVID thing, so you can't have too many public programs. But right now, things should be done organically. I mean, we've given you Sarvatorak and his family, which are the best devotees. I mean, I'd like to take them here in North Carolina, but they won't come. I mean, it was up to me. I'd steal them all and take them here, because they're great devotees.
Maharaj, I am your instrument, so whatever you want, I will do.
No, but your daughters have to go to school there, so you have to stay there.
Because last 20 years, we have been running our life, our family, guidance of you. Kamal Mukha Prabhu is here, and other Vaishnavas, they know us, how much you love us. You don't find my faults. You always see my good things. So thank you, Maharaj. Please give us shelter at your lotus feet.
Your blessings.
Yes, you always have my blessings. Such a great family. I mean, you're very compassionate and merciful.
Especially at Baton Rouge, I found out like everybody is very, very devotional. They come forward, they attend our program, even we cannot give so much, but they are supporting like how to build Krishna consciousness. They are very pious and they are very devoted mind.
Very nice. What? Can't hear you.
Thank you.
Maybe unmute.
Kamal Mukha Prabhu.
Maharaj, you were going to say something?
No, I was just waiting for you to say something.
I was saying that Kamal Mukha Prabhu has raised his hands.
Okay.
So I have a question, Maharaj. So you talked about 7 mothers, and cow is one of the mother.
Yeah.
How is the meat eating impacting our ecology, our greenhouse gas? Could you shed some light on that?
Oh my God. Well, that's actually an interesting point. That I would say at least 50 to 70% of the greenhouse gases come from people raising animals. Much more than come from, I'm trying to see if I have the statistics here. I'm looking for the statistics as I'm talking to you. Much more than come from cars or any other type of activity. I can't find the statistics right now. But in any case, most of the greenhouse gases come from either the transportation of meat, the raising of animals. Hold on a second. I have people coming now. Wait a second. Come in. Haribal, come in. Take a seat. I'm just finishing up this class. You can listen as I finish it up.
Oh, you're still on it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's all right. It's not. It's just an informal discussion. It doesn't. Give him a seat. So I would say that most of the greenhouse gases come from people taking and raising animals for slaughter. And not only the greenhouse gases, but also the viruses. You understand? Like for example, this virus, not from cows from slaughter, but this virus that we're dealing with comes from, I guess, bats or something like that they were raising in China. And the viruses jump from the animals to the human beings. They're called zoonotic viruses. So, therefore, it's better to give up and encourage people to become vegetarians. It's a good question. So right now I have to leave because I have some guests coming, and I'm sorry that I do have to leave, but that's what I said. And it's nice seeing everyone. I encourage you all to preach nicely, make some nice Vaishnavas, and eventually start a center, temple, and develop things there. All right?
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and we'll join you all sometime in the future too. And happy Mother's Day to all the mothers.
And we have some other exalted devotees like Pran Govinda Prabhu, Dr. Sridevi, Bhamamukha Prabhu, Krishna Prabhu. We will discuss another 15-20 minutes, then we will have Arati. Hare Krishna,
Okay,
please just
yeah.
stay with us.
Yeah, Pran Govinda is a very exalted devotee. I've been trying to get him to renounce everything and go to New Orleans and Baton Rouge. But he's very, very attached to Alachua. If you could get him to come to Baton Rouge, you could develop a center there very quickly. But he's thinking Alachua is very nice there. And you can teach him how to cook. Where are you, Pran Govinda? Are you there?
I am at your lotus feet, Maharaj.
He's my good friend. I'm just teasing him. You have to teach him how to cook. That'll be the first duty you have, to teach Pran Govinda how to cook. Because if someone has to take sannyas, the most important thing for a sannyasi is to learn how to cook. Because otherwise the sannyasi will want to stay in the same village. Because he won't be able to figure out how to eat. And also, cooking, preaching means cooking. Like Prabhupada said, we are a kitchen religion. And hospitality. So, this is my first request, Sarvadharak, that you give Pran Govinda cooking lessons.
Maharaj, actually he knows how to cook, but he's high esteem.
No, I don't.
He doesn't know how to cook. He already told me he doesn't know how to cook. He's the first Bengali person I ever met that doesn't know how to cook.
Oh, Krishna.
So you have to teach him how to cook. Cooking is very important. When I started a temple here, wherever I start temples, the first thing I do is I do the cooking. And that's what attracts people.
Pran Govinda Prabhu, you come to Baton Rouge.
Yes.
Wife and daughter will teach you how to cook, and we will learn also at the same time. How about that?
Okay, I gotta end, so I got some guests here. Thank you very much, everyone. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Next time we'll take your blessings because so many devotees want individual blessings from you, but today we didn't get time. So
Blessings. Ashivat. Haribo.